Hello, welcome to my very first Chit Chat with Jim guest edition. I am so excited to have my friend Sarah join us today. Sarah Lilly. We've been friends for about 6 years now, and we actually started talking on Instagram during the big COVID lockdown here in New Zealand. And we started connecting because we were both into personal growth. We were, really into the same things and had a lot in common. It was really lovely to meet somebody really open and really excited for you. Like anything that I shared with her that I dreamed of or that I was excited about or wanted to create or anything, she has always been one of my biggest cheerleaders. And so when she moved through to our city, we caught up in person, and now she lives only like 5 minutes away from me. So I'm very pleased to call her a close friend. Really excited to have her as my first guest. And she's coming with her baby, Ryan. Now, Ryan has had 2 very good night's sleeps and 2 very upset days. So we'll see how this goes. I'm going to break up the episode into mini episodes. So I'm really excited. I'm doing Chit Chat with Jim. You're my very first guest.
Yay.
And basically, I mean, you already know this because we talk extensively about everything that we do.
Yeah.
And so I feel like it was like even 2 years ago that I started talking about doing something to do with Chit Chat with Jim. Do you even remember I made that little logo thingy and was like, did all of those parts before I actually... I used to be like extensive planner and not doer, and now I feel like I've gone the other way and I'm just like, okay, should we start recording? And we've got just Ryan over here and his little bouncer. Hey, I know.
Making all the noise.
Yeah, all the noise. And we've got a cat on the ironing board behind the computer. Like, I just feel like this is like so me. It's not even funny. And that's kind of like my intention behind this, right? He is the cutest. Is he 4.5 months?
4.5 months, yeah.
That's
and I feel like he's
insane.
very much found his voice because he likes to wake up at 4 o'clock in the morning and
Oh
just
my
go,
gosh.
and talk to his friends.
It's
So
good.
great.
It's cool when they get settled in their own self to do that.
Yeah.
They just wake up and they just scream straight away.
Yeah.
It's really nice. It's very cute. I'm so happy now. Oh, so good. So we met like 5 years ago.
Yeah, 5 or 6 years ago on Instagram.
First on Instagram. And you probably met first time in person maybe like 4 years ago or something.
Yeah.
Yeah. Which is pretty cool. So I feel like I know so much about you, and you like so much things I don't know about you as well. And when I was thinking about Chit Chat with Jim and doing this YouTube channel, I really wanted to have like real chats with real people about their dreams, their ideas, their journeys through life and business and all the things. This is Georgie, everyone. And because so often we don't talk about the part of our journey like, oh, Ryan. I was just about to say, like,
Our struggles.
Yeah, challenges. The challenges, the celebration, everything in between.
Bit of a
Snuggle. So I've been thinking about like doing things and being how we feel like we should be and should do things versus how is us to do them and how we feel called to do them. And one thing that I found myself thinking about is like where that came from. And like obviously it comes from society, it comes from comparing to other people, maybe areas where you're not generally so confident. And if you're not so confident in the area, you obviously heavily influenced by other people in terms of you go, oh, maybe that's the way I should be doing it, or just even the recipe, oh, that's the recipe, I'll stick to it, that's exactly how I need to do it, not even listening or feeling into how you should do it. And I guess for me, when I was thinking back, I'm like, man, that probably started at high school and stuff. Like I was pretty me at high school. I was really looking at the people around me, the people that were sort of successful in whatever I was wanting. And back then it was kind of like what you're wanting, like a really great group of friends. I always wanted to be in like the popular crowd, which cracks me up. And do all the things that you want to do. And so then you start being the way you think you need to be in order to bring that to life. So good.
You know, he's so tired. I feel like he just falls asleep and just very sweet. Yeah. Georgie's like, wow. Is it a baby? Chanel, what are we doing? Oh, you would, yeah.
We've got a navy bedspread and it's just covered.
no.
I've even got, I was about to chuck out an old sweatshirt
Yeah.
of mine and I'll just put it on the end of the bed. I've got to try and get her to sleep there because otherwise she sleeps up here and you just end up with hair inhaling her.
The problem is that you put down a mat where you want them to sleep and they don't sleep. They sleep anywhere but the mat.
Yeah.
We've done that, on our sofa. We're like, yeah, you sleep, but she sleeps everywhere
on your
apart from
butt.
that mat. It's like, oh my God, really? Why did they ever
She's
bounce on
literally
that
coming to see her. You're so funny. She's like quite a schizo cat, but she's also way too nosy to stay away.
Yeah, she's like, I'm curious, but I'm also slightly terrified of this little screaming creature.
Who is this?
Me too. I'm slightly terrified of the little screaming creature sometimes too. I feel like there's something. It's like, it's like he's usually chill,
And it's crazier. It's like you kind of go through the list. Are they teething? Are they going through sleep regression?
Yeah.
Are they just going through a major growth spurt? Are they starting to be ready for solids? Which I feel like the starting to be ready for solids happens over 2 months. And you're like, well, your body's not ready, even if you want it.
Yes. I feel like he's kind of all of the above at the moment. I think he hasn't really growth spurt in a while. I think he's definitely teething because he's shoving that green teether into his mouth. But then he's also, you can tell, I think he is starting to get a wee bit ready for solids. Like,
this is perfect chat because I feel like they tell you what you should do. And it's so important that we, one, listen to the advice and people that we trust and take it as a grain of salt and then figure out what's right for our child ourselves. Because I feel like, yes, okay, they might be ready to actually take the solids at 6 months, but my children didn't anyway. My babies certainly didn't start just eating it. So we had about 3 weeks of them getting used to a spoon going in their mouth. So we would kind of coat the spoon basically and give it to them and they would be like,
spit it out almost. And they have to get used to it.
Totally. So I was like, well, okay, if I'd started doing that at 6 months, everyone's like, don't even bring the spoon out. You don't do it until 6 months. But actually, I'm glad I listened to myself. I didn't with one and did with the other.
And there's so much information out there and so many different people, saying, oh, start them at 4 months, start them at 5 months, start them at 6 months. I've seen ones where it's they've given the baby a whole chunk of steak. And the baby's 6 months and gnawing on the chunk of steak. And there's people who's start with purees. And I'm like, what do you do?
What do you do?
Because it's extreme, ends of the spectrum.
I mean, you and I have only got 2 kids. I'm sure the parents that have got 6 kids will say, oh, look, baby number 2 and 5 liked one thing and 3, and it's just actually, find the people that you trust and listen to them and then go, okay, how does that apply in my life? Well,
absolutely.
My business, my life, my household, my everything.
There's so much information out there about everything and it's actually overwhelming.
It is.
If you read too much into it, it becomes so overwhelming. And I think then you do start second guessing yourself. As you say, it's you got to do what is right for you and your baby and your family and what works.
Absolutely. One of the solo episodes that I was recording just this morning was talking about should first doing things your way and showing up in the way that you want to be showing up. So I know that you were homeschooled and so I wondered how that was different, your experience was different. For example, I went to an all-girls school, so I very much had so many people around me because, of course, we're at the age where this was before social media.
Yes.
So very different now. However, I was being influenced by the people at school the most. And my older sisters left home. So it was my mum, the girls at my school, possibly my extended family. So it's it was kind of interesting to me to try and picture being homeschooled. Obviously, you had interests in things you were doing outside of school, but how did that shape your kind of teenagehood? You didn't have people that you were in a classroom constantly comparing yourself to other people. So did you find that you did things your way and were your own person?
I think in some ways, yes. And then in other ways, I kind of wanted to be like the kids at school too.
Gotcha.
I feel no matter which way you kind of go, whether you were homeschooled and then you do kind of do your own thing. You have to because you're not directly influenced by other people. But I would look at my friends at school and see what they were doing and I'd be like, oh, I kind of wish I was like that. So there was a lot of comparison in that regard. I was constantly comparing myself to my friends who were at school and they obviously knew about the trends a lot quicker than me. They knew about what music was cooler than me. Because there's very limited internet. So you don't really you're kind of cut off from people in a way, which can be good because it does allow you to kind of find your own personality. But I do feel like the comparison is still there. And I mean, I still did a lot after school. Like I would do like art classes, dance classes, music classes. So I was still hanging out with people my own age.
Yeah.
And it was when I was hanging out with them, I kind of felt like I just wasn't the same level as them. I felt like they were almost ahead of me because they knew what was cool. Which, let's face it, when you're 13, 14, 15, all you want to
Yeah.
do is be cool.
Yeah.
And if you don't feel like you were cool, you don't feel great, right? Like it
Totally.
is hard. And I feel like I sort of felt like I was such an awkward teenager. Like looking back, I'm like, oh my God, Sarah. Like some of the clothes I wore, you know, like even how I did like my hair and everything was just probably so uncool for the time.
100%.
And I know at the time I did not feel like a cool kid.
Yeah.
So I think there's definitely a lot of comparison there.
Yeah. It's so interesting. And I was just hearing you say that and thinking, I wonder if anyone feels like the cool kid. But we
Yeah.
know a couple of people were like, surely they felt cool.
Yeah.
Surely they knew that they were cool.
Yeah.
But actually, like in reality, they would have had
Yeah.
the same kind of insecurities that what we did. So interesting, right?
One of my friends was kind of like the cool girl.
Mm.
And we found out later on that, you know, she was struggling with a lot of things.
Yeah.
So it was kind of like, you know, at the time I thought, oh my God, she's just so cool. You know, she had like the Dolly magazines and she had like, you know, the whole collection of lip smackers. God, we are showing our age now. You know what I mean? Like it was just all that stuff that was like the epitome of cool, like back in like the 90s, you know. And I just felt like, oh, you know, I wish I was her. But then looking back, it's like she was struggling with a lot. It's just obviously she didn't let on.
No, and that's what I kind of love about now being a woman is that I feel like we discuss things like that a lot more.
Yeah.
And though, like, I feel like social media has kind of been interesting, right? Hasn't it? Like, I feel like what we've had about like 15 years of like social media now, where we've kind of gone from extreme to extreme to extreme. And it's been such a wild ride of what's real, what's not, what's performance, what's not. And like finally, I feel like last year, this year, like we're just in a way more real, authentic space where people are sharing their challenges and the ups and the downs and more people just showing up as their real selves, which means that you can have those moments of relating, going, oh, thank goodness I'm not the only one, you know, finding it challenging. So you don't have to hide it.
I feel like as well, like people these days, like even teenagers, they can log on and see other people talking about like challenges that they might be having. You know, people are actually showing up and sharing their real stories. Whereas I feel like when we were teenagers, it was very much you kept it to yourself. You didn't want anyone to know like how you were feeling. Maybe you weren't feeling good enough and hid it, you know, and like all that, it was very hush hush. And I feel like the positive of social media now, like, yes, there probably is that more pressure, obviously, because, you know, you're online, you are comparing yourself to other people more. But there is also that like space for everyone to kind of open up and know that they're not alone as well.
Yes,
you know,
I would have really got a lot of value out of that too. Because a lot of the time I found myself masking, thinking that no one else had those challenges and problems. And I'd feel myself being different, doing something differently. And so I would hide it. We've got Georgie. Kat is very excited about Ryan. I think she's only met a couple of babies before. So she's like,
what is, I don't know if you want to smell the other, Georgie.
And he's finished screaming. So now she's just excited.
Yeah.
She's
like,
pretty protective of people. So she's, very, very funny. So you've had quite a range of different careers, but when you were young, what was your dreams in life in terms of what you wanted to do and be and create?
Okay, you're not going to believe this, but I wanted to be a librarian.
Oh my gosh. And then I can really imagine you, like you do love books.
Yeah. Yeah, I love reading. I've always loved reading. Although what I read now, obviously, I was not reading when I was a teenager.
Yeah.
I'm very much into like that whole romantasy genre.
Yeah.
And, you know, like a little bit of spice is quite
What
good.
did you read when you were young?
Definitely not that. I think it was like Sweet Valley High.
I was saying, and Sweet Valley University, which I thought was like really raunchy because they probably kissed once in a while.
Yeah, I just
I've been so excited for that.
Yeah, grown up reading university. Yeah, I wanted to be a librarian, which when I look back on that now, I'm like, Sarah, you could not be quiet for like 8 hours a day in a life.
I was going to say, it would be the noisiest library. Yeah.
I would literally.
Not that you're necessarily noisy, but you like talking too much.
Yeah.
And socializing too much.
Yeah.
Maybe you could have like cafe/library situations.
Yeah.
It would be nice.
Like there's music playing and everyone comes along and reads their book.
Yeah.
And I mean, like when I'm at home, even like with Ryan and Jack, I always have music. Like there's always some noise. Like, I don't think I could work in silence. So I mean, I guess when I was a kid, like, social media wasn't a thing. So I didn't my career hadn't even been invented,
Yeah.
which is crazy to think
It's
about,
so
eh?
weird, isn't it?
It's so crazy. So, yeah, I wanted to be a librarian, but I can't imagine myself doing that now.
I love it. That's so amazing. So basically what you needed was like a cafe type vibes, like
Mhm.
coffee, muffins, music
Yeah.
and books.
Yeah, pretty much.
Isn't that's so interesting though, you saying like it's so true, like social media didn't even exist. And I think that's what's really cool about when a job didn't used to exist, like what am I trying to say? But there was like a range of jobs that were really normal to do
Yeah. And it
and
was very standard.
understood. Yeah, standard. People understood them. And so it was like you were really crazy if you thought of something outside of the box. So to think there's a whole generation that are working in social media and doing jobs around and surrounding social media, and that 15 years ago or even 10 years ago, a lot of that didn't exist at all. I just love that so much.
Yeah.
Like I love that our children's generation, I mean, our children are in like really far apart. They're kind of the same they're the same generation.
Yeah.
That they're not going to see those same limits that we kind of had. And I do think that our generation was part of that change though.
I think our generation did a lot, actually. I
Yeah.
think they took it from like the kind of very straight up by the book generation that our parents probably were, and kind of made it like a little bit more fun.
Yeah.
Don't you reckon? Because I feel like when I was a kid and people were in their 30s or 40s, they looked old. And they
Yes.
felt old. And I
Yeah.
don't know if that was just because I was a kid and I was like, oh my God, like 40, like that's ancient. You know, when you were like 8, that's ancient, right?
Yeah.
And now you look at people our age and I feel like we're so much younger. We look younger. We act younger. Like I still can't believe I'm responsible for a living human.
Yeah.
Like where is my parent? Where are my parents? Like how am I like responsible for this thing? You know?
Yes.
But like I feel like there's been such a shift in our generation. Like we've just gotten so much younger. And I feel like we've like brought back the fun, whereas our parents were like quite straight-laced. Right?
Yeah.
It was all like, this is what you do. Like, you know, you get a good job, you go and study and it was all like, this is your path. And I feel like millennials have pretty much gone, no, screw that. We don't get this our own way, you know? And as a result, I feel like we've become like useful in a way.
Yeah,
Don't
I
you
think
reckon?
so. I think so, definitely. When you think of our parents, like they were really old in their 40s.
Yeah.
And so our kind of understanding or belief around our 40s so like was so different to the reality. I have to be honest, I'm not one of those people that's ever really worried about my age.
No, I mean,
But I still had a bit of a like stigma in my beliefs of your 40s. I guess I envisioned I would have like a style that was like plain and classy and was like I would have a little mum wardrobe. And I'm like actually the complete opposite, especially like even in the last year, how I've just been really stepping more into authentically me. It's like, if anything, I'm dressing more colorfully and more colorfully and
totally weird.
and like crazy. It's so bizarre, isn't it?
Yeah.
And like more choice and more expression in the type of work that we do than ever before. And I think I just pictured and thought that I would have to be in like a career, like I would be 20 years into a career that I'll do for 20 more. And it was just like, wow, that's not the case at all.
Yeah.
Funny, as I say, I've never been particularly worried about my age, but also I couldn't be more excited to be in my 40s right now after years of had toned myself down to suddenly be however I want.
Because I think it's so easy to be like one person with your friends and your family and know how this will be received. Like, I know my friends and family love me, but will other people love me if I'm like this online?
Exactly. And that was really, it was interesting because end of last year, I remember thinking, I know exactly what I have to do. And I was sitting in it, and you just quietly sit in it and go, oh God, like I know what I have to do.
Yeah.
I have to do more video stuff. I know I have to do this, that, and the next thing. Like I was like, I am always in like colorful clothes. I'm always moving around, like dancing, movement. I'm always yapping away. It's like, I know that that's everything that I needed to do and bring to the online space and to my business this year. Yeah. And I was like, oh no.
I want to do it, but I don't.
Yeah. And I think it's all about rewriting those narratives, just like we are talking about before. Like, I think our generation is very much do you want pillows under your your arm?
I'm getting really strong in this arm. Let's just say that.
You've got like an abundance of cushions. Yeah.
Don't wake back. There you go. No, don't wake up. No, 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 no. Hush, shh. No, 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 no. Come on, sucker.
I got to last year and I was like, oh my gosh, and then I started to plan what I was going to do
Mm-hmm.
with social media. I started doing some belief work around it because I was really like, what are the stories that I'm currently telling myself about this? What are the stories that I think other people are saying? What are the stories that I think this makes me look this way or this makes me sound this way or blah, 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 and be able to rewrite those beliefs. But yeah, this year is very much me on video and it's hilarious. Do you love when you start something? Sorry, this is me to a T, don't I? I like rabbit hole and then I tangent. So Sarah's so used to it. She just keeps up with me. And Ryan's so bored he's fallen asleep.
Pretty much. And Georgie's friend was game.
Do you love when you start doing something, you're just like, oh, okay, great. And then you think, okay, imagine what it's going to be like at the end of the year.
Yeah.
When I've got, all of these things in place.
I'm excited to see what you're doing at the end of the year.
Yeah, I'm actually feeling grounded in like forecasting it into the future, not planning it as much. I've got ideas, not places I'm taking it. And of course, there's a strong message. The mission's the same, but how it will pan out is fine. Are you feeling like that more than ever? Because I feel like you are too. Like in the past, we've both been quite planning.
I was actually just going to say that. That is so funny because I was going to say, yeah, I feel like we've both very much been planners. We always talk about what we're planning and doing all this stuff behind the scenes. And then sometimes it actually gets time to like execute it. You're kind of like, I just don't know if this is me anymore. Or I don't know if I love this anymore. So I 100% agree with you. I feel like I'm feeling more like that this year too. I know kind of where I want to go, how I want to get there, but I'm also not like planning down every little detail like I would have in the past. Like for my business, I was like, right, I need to have this and then I need to have like a top offer and then a middle offer, little offer, and even have a littler offer.
Yeah.
And it's just like, I mapped all this stuff out. I created all these things. And it got to the point where I was like, I don't actually love any of this that I'm selling. So guess what? I never showed up to sell it.
Yes.
Because I was just like, this just doesn't feel right. But it was what your brand said you should do. And, make sure you've got all your bases covered. And like, I remember I opened up like one-on-one coaching and I was like, I don't even really want to do that. But I had been told that, that's what you should be doing. You need to have like a one-on-one thing and then you need to have like a group thing and then you need to have like a cheap thing. And I was just like, that just doesn't. Yeah, it doesn't really sit with me. Whereas this year I'm kind of like, I know where I want to go. I know what I want to offer and I'm offering things that are more feeling good to me.
Yes.
And how it works out at the end of the year, they might be the same things that I'm offering now and they might be totally different too.
Yeah.
I'm okay with that.
Yes, exactly. Yeah. And just allowing some kind of movement.
Yeah.
Because I also feel like you could probably offer anything to the right person, right? So you're saying like one-on-one mentoring. There might be a client that you're actually helping out with certain things and that would be right for.
Yeah.
But that you might not want to offer up all the time. And I think like being able to make like informed decisions, but not being so rigid with them.
Yeah.
It's such a nice feeling, eh?
Yeah. It opened it up to a whole heap more like options, I suppose, for me and for my clients as well.
Yeah, absolutely. And the types of work that you have done and offered over the time that I've known you has all actually been very related, but you have morphed and changed a little bit. And what's been nice to see as well is you've had like the end of your pregnancy and maternity leave with Ryan to actually really like assess and kind of like there's not often in our life that we get a chance to just pause. It's like kind of a restart, which is so nice. But like, what are you feeling now? Coming to the end, let's not talk about it too much. We'll be like, what? But coming to the end of your maternity leave, like, what are you feeling and what are you like loving the most? Because I know that when you started your maternity leave, there was a few things where you're like, oh my gosh, I'm not loving that as much as I was. I don't want to do that again. So like,
pretty much most of what I was offering at that time, I wasn't really loving.
Yeah.
Like, I think, again, because it was so structured and the structured things that I was offering, I just wasn't loving anymore. And it was so nice just to have that time just to chill, like, and for work to not be my focus.
Yeah.
Because obviously with Jack at school, like he was a bit older, like work was very much my focus. I'd drop him off, I'd pick him up. I had like 5 hours during the day to focus 100% on work. And I feel like just taking that step back and going, I don't actually love this. What do I actually really enjoy doing? I feel like that's been really nice to like have that that clarity. And pretty much I'm not doing most of what I offered. Everything's been kind of changed and tweaked in some way. And I think instead of having like a million different offers and a million different ways to work with me, there's about 3 or 4 now, and that's
Yeah.
it, you know?
Yeah, that's awesome.
That's all I'm doing. I was doing like a lot of branding and stuff, and now I've decided not to. Like I'm just going to focus on like social media. I'm only taking on very limited clients with my social media. I only have like one space left for a social client.
Mm.
And then the rest of it is things like brand audits and like, which is one off, you know, and
Yes.
like a social media power hour where you can ask any questions you want about your social media, like again, a one off, like strategy meeting, a one off. So I'm going to focus more on that rather than like the locking clients in and having like a lot of long term things.
Yeah.
And I feel like for me, that's going to be really good because my main focus still this year is Brian and my other son, Jack, and work's kind of second tier now.
Yeah.
It used to kind of be up here and now it's kind of dropped a little bit. I still love it. I still love what I do. Yeah, it's been nice not to have that same pressure.
Yeah.
So, yeah.
It's awesome. And it takes the journey through businesshood to have
Yeah.
that clarity too,
Yeah.
right?
Yeah.
And as you say, like with your focus being able to shift, it's really important for us to be able to shift our office, isn't it? Like you,
Yeah.
it's
That's what I
nice.
love. It's like the
Yeah.
idea of just being able to go, what's my capacity?
Yeah.
And like work around my life and my family versus my life and my family having to work around my work, which is
Yeah.
what I really like.
Yeah, that's awesome.
And during my maternity leave, I started doing like a little bit of like UGC, like the user generated
Oh,
content
cool.
for
Yeah.
Syrians. And I love that. Like it's so much fun. So I'm going to be doing like a little bit more of that when I go back to work as well. So again, it's like very much like one-off kind of stuff
Yes.
versus like just the like every month kind of thing that
Yeah.
I was really focusing on in the past.
Yeah, I love that. And you're so good at that as well. And I think UGC.
UGC, yeah.
UGC. I was like, that didn't sound right. UGC is so great because it brings the realness,
Yeah.
the genuineness to social media,
Yeah.
especially as I know yourself and so many people are so great at doing it with products and things that they actually truly love and use all the time. And so I watch yours and I'm like, oh yeah, she uses that all the time. Oh yeah, she always wears that. And I love that.
Yeah.
It's like
Yeah.
so valuable for brands.
Like, I'll use that, but then we'll swap back to the one that we normally use. You know, it's like
Yeah.
genuine, like use and that connection.
You can feel when people are doing that though.
Oh, yes.
Can't you?
Yeah.
Like,
definitely.
look, I see that you're on the 7th skincare and then there's a whole lot of people that are doing it the way you do it. And it's so good to hear actual true feedback and to be able to trust what you're, I'm like, oh my gosh, I want to try that. I want to try that. I want to try that, which is really, really great.
And it's even like with the fashion stuff. Like, I want to follow people who are showing me like the pair of jeans that they bought and they're styling them in 4 different ways for that week. Because let's be honest, that's how most people work.
Yeah.
You know, you have like a couple of pairs of jeans, whereas like you see some of these like big fashion bloggers and the amount of clothes that they're showing and these massive hauls that they're doing.
It's not normal to be opening a new shopping haul weekly.
No.
It's not normal.
No,
It's not
definitely not.
relatable. Yeah.
And then we'll see how you style that over the next year.
Yeah.
You actually wear it.
And I want to see like your normal clothes, that you're the ones that you
Yes.
get up and you chuck on because you
Yeah.
know they feel good
Yeah. Yeah.
with your newly postpartum body. Like, or,
Yeah,
like,
exactly.
or what are
Exactly.
you wearing for your workouts that doesn't roll down every time you wear it? Or like
Like real stuff.
it's real stuff.
Real stuff
Yeah.
that people actually wear. Yeah.
Yeah.
Instead of like, you know, the 10 millionth pair of amazing jeans.
It's wild.
What
That's
kind of-
absolutely wild.
Yeah.
And it's so hard because it's awful. And then on the other hand, you go, oh my goodness, it's really sad. Is she feeling like that's what she has to, the way she needs to show up?
Yeah.
Whereas what we would love to see is
Just the
real.
Yeah.
Oh my gosh, that was so gorgeous to speak with Sarah and little baby Ryan along with her. I hope you enjoyed our chit chat. We can literally speak for hours, all kinds of rabbit holes, all kinds of tangents, and that's the way I love it.